if you're all ready for it, the most powerful conversion technique ever. This has been, again, I did the research on this. This is backed up by numerous sources. There's been books written on how effective this technique is. Neuroscience backs it up. Psychology backs it up. Behavioral studies back it up. Online marketing research backs it up. Neuromarketing backs it up. It's backed up all the way. So you would have to maybe go really, really far to find somebody who's effectively using it, do you think? Yes or no?
No.
No. In fact, we just need to go right over there to that guy, because he's done it. He doesn't even know what it is. He's done it. He's done it. On, this is actually, on his earlier website, he did it a little bit better, I got to be honest with you, because now it's a little bit confusing, because now he offers two things. But ultimately, offer only one thing at a time. I got to say, worse than everybody here, I have been the worst person of this over the last year, because I'm what they call a polymath. I work in social enterprise, I do benefit auctions, I do public speaking, I do consulting, I do 20, 30 different things. Project management. And what happens when you offer too much is overwhelm, right? There's actually a name for it. Does anybody know what the scientific name is for that kind of overwhelm with too many choices? Right? Confused, yeah, basically, yeah. There we go, Bertie. That's a very scientific word for that. Thank you. So you're very close, actually. The actual word is called analysis paralysis. So it's when, in the face of too many choices, we become paralyzed and we make no choice whatsoever. Has anyone ever experienced this? Right? We all have. In our culture, I guarantee you, every person in this room has experienced this. Very simple example. You're in the supermarket. You're going to go buy some jam, right? And let's say maybe your spouse or your friend, somebody said, go to the supermarket and grab us some jam. Okay, sure. And you're standing there, and there's like 87 varieties of jam, right? All these different types of bottles and sizes and combinations and mixtures. How do you pick one?
Coin flip app.
Coin flip app. Even that, what do you do? Flip for each 87 jar? Like, how do I do it? Right? It's tough. So what happens is, in the face of too many choices, people freeze and do nothing. So if they land on your website and you're like, oh, come do this, or try this, or go here, or watch this, or read this, or do this, I'm going to the next page. And they click away from your website. They leave, right? So the jam example, I'll give you the study, the jam study that was done on specifically jam. And you've all seen this. Everybody here ever been to a supermarket and they're giving out free samples of a product hoping you'll buy it? Everyone seen this? Yes? So they did a study, but except there was a bunch of psychologists and scientists standing there while this was going on. So you walk into the supermarket, and there's someone there with a table and says, hi, would you like to try some jam? And so the first time they did it, they had, I think, 24 varieties of jam. And so people were walking by, and there's this big table with 24 different varieties of jam. People were walking by, oh, 24 varieties of jam. Okay, sure, I'll try one. And they try one. They go, oh, that's really good jam. Thank you very much. And then they leave. So when 24 people were offered 24 choices of jam, 60% of the people walking by sampled the free jam, and 3% of them made a purchase. Right? So what do you think they did next time?
Less jam.
Right? Less jam. So they offered way less jam, 6 varieties of jam. Because it wasn't such a big display, only 40% of the people sampled it, but 30% of them bought. 10-fold increase by reducing the choices, right? To 1/4. So this has been numerous examples of this. And if anyone's ever done, looked at Unbounce or any of these landing page conversions, they talk about people who've done split testing studies. And so they offered 5. So for example, I saw a startup, and they offered different packages. They offered 5 different pricing options, 3 pricing options, or 1 pricing option. And they split tested these 3 landing pages. Which one do you think converted the best? The one. One pricing package, only one option, converted 300% better than the three options. So 3 times more people signed up if they were only offered one pricing package. So think about that when you design your pricing. Now, again, I know, and I've been trained, and I've trained sales teams. And as a sales trainer, one of our favorite techniques was the ABC. Does everybody know the ABC sales approach? Right? Not just always be closing, but ABC package. Right? So it's like you have, that's very old school, my friend. That's like Glengarry Glen Ross stuff, man. So, exactly, good, better, best. So you would have good, better, best. So you would say, okay, you can buy a package at $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000. Which one am I actually trying to sell the client? No, $2,000 package. So if you're in sales or you study classical sales, this is what we do. Because if there's $1,000, $2,000, and $3,000 packages, right? I actually going to want to make the middle one the best value, right? Because the 1,001, oh, you're a loser if you take that one. That's the crappy one, right? And the 3,000 is, oh, that's too extravagant. You know, no one's going to take that one. But majority of the people will take the $2,000 package. The cheapos will take the $1,000 package, and the guy who's like, I'm only going to take the best, will buy your top package. But those other two are smaller groups of people. So you're really ultimately selling that middle package. What we're finding now, because we have so many options, that even that is sometimes too much information. So if you could just offer one package and say, here's what we offer, yes or no? I like you. Okay, let's go. And you've closed. So something to think about. I'm not telling you you have to only offer one, but I'm just telling you what the research is backing up, and whatever your choices are, start limiting them and making it simpler for people to make decisions. A couple questions. Hands are going up all over the place. Okay, we'll do 1, 2, and start there.
Has there been any studies to compare this one option
Right.
with the way that Daniel really is talking about predictably rational and pushing one of the options because of the other option, or
Right.
because of the ugly option?
I guess it depends. Like if you're dealing with one-on-one sales, like if I was the salesperson, I would still think good, better, best is still a really, really good tactic. But on your website, even with videos and everything else, you don't really have that personal relationship with your client. So I think in that case, if you have if you only have the client on your website and it's directly online, I would suggest just one option. I really would. If you're dealing with them personally, you know, so you would have like an enrollment option, right? At the beginning of the conversation, that's only one option. Do business with me, yes or no? After that, then you could open up the pricing options. Does that make sense? Does that answer the question? Yeah, here?
I think that answers part of the question. Having like 2 choices,
Right,
and one-on-one sales,
right.
then would be given like a choice to customer to decide whether
Yeah,
A or B.
yeah,
If we go to the third one, then we confuse them, and then we become the analysis paralysis.
yeah.
But one, we will have less chances to sell.
Well, the theme of the talk is online, right? So I'm saying in the online space, if you're looking to enroll a person, because think about, again, what I find, and this is why I talk about my actual personal seminars when I have more time with you guys, and I don't know if am I going over time? Am I okay? No. Almost there. So if I do my personal seminars or I do one of my sales seminars, I talk specifically about, you know, the process of building business. Because what most people do is they try to sleep with people right away. It's like if I walked up to you and I said, hey, you want to come to bed with me? You know, I'm not going to get a lot of success. I mean, maybe sometimes, I don't know. Maybe in the right context, you know. I look my best or something, I don't know. But that's not your enrollment conversation. That's not your enrollment question. But that's what people do, especially at these sort of meetups, right? It's like you're trying to like hammer that person to do business with you today. What you need is an enrollment dialogue, right? You need some way to start. And then, you know, like, hey, would you like to go for coffee? Then, hey, would you like to go for dinner? Then, hey, would you like to go for drinks and a movie? You know, and then, you know, maybe you'll hit first, second, third base, right? Like in the dating scene, I kind of you can think about, you know, your clients in that way, that you can't start off, you know, asking for too much. So if you're online, they don't even know who you are. They know nothing about you. They don't care. Another person is a click away. And there's a lot of people that offer, I know you're all amazing, but there's a lot of people that offer whatever you offer. Exactly the same way, and exactly the same appearance, and to most people online, it just seems like it's the same thing to them. So you got to give them a clear option, direction, and opportunity to say yes to on the first try. Does that make sense? Okay.